And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, October the 2nd. We made it to spooky season. It is October the 2nd, 2021, season 15, episode 33. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
I'm Wendy.
Pop up that mic a little hotter.
I'm Wendy.
There you are.
Okay.
Hot mic.
Well, you know, you adjust it for one, it's different on the other, that sort of thing. If you would like to get in touch with us, just give us a call at 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. Also, you can check out ingamechat.net to get in touch with us. You can find the links there, everything you need, our Facebook page, our Twitter account, our Discord, which is great, by the way. If you're in Discord, you can just talk to us. It's pretty cool. Also, what is it? Our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel. It's all over the place there. Just go to our website. You can find it there. Go to Twitter, at InGameChat. Facebook there as well. Everyone at InGameChat.net is our email address in case you want to send us a message. We're streaming right now on Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv. Then search bar up at the top, type in In-Game Chat. You'll be able to find us. And you can watch us live while we broadcast, and also join us in the chat room, which is over here, actually. There's Mosgus. I think he and I play pinball against each other a lot. Yeah. Says he hasn't seen us live in years.
Literally?
Probably.
Goodness.
I remember seeing his name in the chat room a few times.
Yeah,
he's on my Steam friends list. We play pinball effects or stuff. Mm-hmm. Chase high scores against each other. But
yeah.
Welcome to the show, Mozgus. Moz. I'm just going to call you Moz. Welcome to the show, everybody, by the way. Thank you for being here. Let me do this real quick and get it out of the way as quickly as I can. There we go. That'll help later. Anyway, welcome to the show. Let's see, what do we have? Well, it is October, of course. The 2nd of October. That means all of our music here is going to come from, the horror games, mostly. It depends on what you classify as horror. Yeah. Really, so...
Basically, the spooky or scary music doesn't necessarily have to come from a horror game, per se.
It really doesn't, and I showed this for Wendy the other night when we were curating the music that we were going to use. She picked out, I think, most of the tracks, actually, all but one, I think. You got all the tracks except for like one, because I think I went back and grabbed that Alan Wake track just because it's been in the news with the remake lately and everything else. Mm-hmm. It's also it's a favorite of the shows. It's a favorite of everybody. I don't know if you've even played it. Have you played it?
Alan Wake?
Yeah,
no, I've downloaded it for Steam. It was free, but since I'm not really a PC gamer, I haven't really got to play it.
Well, it's going to come out on. You've got a PlayStation and an Xbox. Yeah, it's going to be out on PlayStation. Well. Is the remake getting a PS5 and PS4 treatment? Or is it just a PS5 treatment and an Xbox? Is just next gen?
I don't know. I haven't heard too many PS5 exclusive titles lately.
Well, I don't mean exclusive to PS5, but exclusive to the next
going
gen.
Only to the PS5. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen many games like that.
Well,
basically.
Yeah, only PS5 and Xbox Series X, the current gen.
Current gen systems, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be... That's just, you know what? Let's look it up.
To the internet.
I mean, yeah.
It's sitting there within the arm's reach, and we don't even think about looking through it.
That's my whole thing. Is just that's. I don't care about you, Epic Games. I want to know PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. But what is it? October 5th. Wow, comes out Tuesday.
Oh,
yes, I accept your cookies.
Cookie.
Give me all your cookies. So, does that mean pre-order? Let's go to pre-order. Select a platform. PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PS5. So you will get a chance.
I'll get a shot to play it.
Then, to enjoy it. Yeah, that's great. I think you might like it. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's episodic. Well, I say it's episodic, but, it's built in the form of chapters. 5 chapters, that's it. You play it. It ends and it says next time on, and then when you start the next one, it says previously on. It kind of gives you that,
it gives us that
until dawn type thing and television thing. Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and it's just you can play it in little chunks like that. It's kind of nice. So
but knowing me though, I'd probably play long sessions through, probably like 2 or 3 episodes, I guess, of the game.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's how it released when it first came out. It was on the Xbox 360 originally, and I want to say it was released episodically.
Like one of the Telltale games?
Kind of. Maybe. You know what? No. I don't think it was. I think Telltale was the first where we started getting those episodic type deliveries of every few months. Here's a new episode.
Yeah.
I think this one was. I think it was all of it. You could, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I know the game. It's been a while.
It has.
It has been a while.
Yeah, I don't think it released episodically. It's built that way.
It's built like a TV show.
Yeah,
but not released. But it's the whole game.
Which was the point of it and everything else. I started really enjoying that kind of format, and there was a lot around at that time that was trying to pull that off. All your Telltale stuff was doing that. Life is Strange, I think, released, and it has episodic. It's episodes 1 through 5.
I want to say the horror game Siren.
Siren was it? Siren was episodic 1 through 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah,
not exactly sure, but so yeah, that's what we were off on a rant. We were curating the music, all the tracks she picked, and where did that? I was going someplace with that, and I can't remember.
That'll come to you.
Just that it's October. And we're going to be playing the bumper cuts are from whatever you think might be a horror game.
Yeah.
Alan Wake, not necessarily horror, but it is very suspenseful.
Yeah.
We got music from Silent Hill. We got music from Bloodborne. Not necessarily a horror game.
Yeah.
But it's got horror aesthetics to it.
Yeah.
And it's got a great soundtrack. And it's got some great...
Gothic
and great character design in that game.
Yeah.
That pulls from like Victorian horror type stuff and Victorian, rundown city.
Running around with
it's very nice.
Running around with a scythe and a top hat.
Yeah, exactly.
taking down monsters. Yeah.
So that was Bloodborne, and we got Doom. You'll see as we come up here. Silent Hill 3 is going to be the first one we go into, but yeah. So welcome to the month of October. I'll do the Halloween shirts every time. It's a fantastic month. It's a great month.
Yay!
So, yeah, and I've already seen the Christmas decorations up in some
places. Oh no, they're up. Yeah, I don't know, but they're available to buy. I haven't necessarily seen them up as far as outside of a sales display, so that you can buy them.
That always got me though. I mean, month of October, it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but you're already pushing Christmas. Anything else? Not even think about the other holidays before that, but okay.
But
it is the moneymaker though.
It is. You can start celebrating anytime you want, and you can stop celebrating anytime you want. Doesn't matter. You could still be celebrating Labor Day if that's the big thing for you, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do that.
Don't forget Labor Day.
I think we're going to back up our October celebrations and start it on Labor Day.
Okay.
So we get a good full 2 months of October celebrations, and then switch it over to Christmas, around November or something, and and then get that going, or just mix them. It doesn't matter. We're adults. We can celebrate the holidays we want whenever we decide to celebrate them. That's my thought. Anyway, welcome to the show. We should talk about games at some point.
Probably.
What have you been playing, RJ?
Drug sales.
Okay, that's a good game.
There should be a simulator for that, shouldn't
there? There is.
There probably is. Yeah.
Cartel. It's is it? I don't think it's called Cartel Simulator, but there is something. I want to say Tiny Bill did it. There is a game where you simulate, or sort of, being the...
Cartel Tycoon.
Cartel Tycoon, that's what it is. Yeah.
Story-driven sim based on the 80s narco trade, yeah.
Yep.
But no, it was Grand Theft Auto, doing more drug sales because it gives you money. But I was using the my alternate character because they're doing a special on. Well, they got a special thing going this week with contact missions. Lamar's contact missions are basically 3 times the money, 3 times the XP.
Ooh.
So if you have a low level character, you can level up pretty quick if you do all of his missions. So I made a little playlist of his 7 missions that I saw in the game, and I just do that over and over again. And if you do it right on hard difficulty, you get about $300,000 to $350,000 a run through.
Okay.
And it doesn't take too long to do those missions, really. I just try to take as much time as you can doing each mission, because the longer it takes to finish the mission, the more money you get for some reason instead of faster. So keep that in mind as you go through it. And you'll level up pretty quickly and give you more access to all the bells and whistles that you need that'll really help you out if you're low level. Mm-hmm. Other than that, let's see, more of MLB The Show. Still working on my pitcher for Road to the Show, so I'm still in my first year of AA baseball. Still making good pitches and building the character up. The problem is I cannot get any good wins in there because I leave a game in the 5th and 6th inning with a lead, but the bullpen comes in and just blows up the game, and I end up having a no decision. I mean, right now I'm like 7-1 record wise. I'm like 7-1 record wise as a starting pitcher, but it should be better than that because like the first 3 games I had, it was all no decisions because I left with the lead, but the bullpen lost it, and when you get taken out of the game, there's really nothing you can do but watch.
Oh.
So yeah, so those 2. That's what I've been doing this week.
As for me, I've been playing Destiny. You know what I do. So I played Destiny, and what else did I do game-wise? I installed that, is it Potion Craft? Is that what that's called? Mm-hmm. Is that the one we were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I installed that on the PC, realized, I do have it. And I thought, I've got some time here, let's install it, and I'll get to playing around with it, and I never did. So, but I've got it installed there. That really doesn't tell you much of anything, though. It's not saying that I played it or I didn't play it.
Yeah, I've played times like that. Bought a game or downloaded a game, just haven't installed it.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in the disc, sitting in the case or whatever.
Is that Chris?
Chris.
Hey, it's Chris. Let's go talk to Chris. Hey, Chris. There you are. Hey, man.
Yeah, I love your intro music that you played before the break when you got.
Yeah, that was Metroid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And not the main theme of Metroid, or maybe it is. You hear that more than you hear anything else.
Yeah, it's the classic Metroid.
Yeah.
Everybody that's ever played it or heard of it heard that tune.
I think I've got. Hang on. Do I have Metroid in here? I'm gonna look that up somehow. Is it? Well, there's Nope.
Yeah, that was from the original Nintendo one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this one. Nope, not there either. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember how I have these labeled because I think. There we go. There's a bunch there for me to pick from. Fallout. I just want to hear it. It's in my head now, and I really would like to hear it, and I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it here. I know it's in here somewhere, and I'm sure it's just the way that I've got it spelled or written or whatever the case may be, but I know it's got to be in there somewhere. But anyway, what you been playing, man?
More Diablo 2, the remaster. I've been working on gaining levels and, farming gear just like all the other ones. Like, you like playing those where you always searching for, better equipment, always the next best thing, that draws you in. You'd probably like that aspect to it too, like kind of like that and like Borderlands does. But yeah, having fun doing that and gaining levels and stuff. And then I've been playing some more the Tales of Arise that I've been playing the week before. So
heard good things about that, and I mean we talked to you about it as well. But I've been hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yeah. And then, of course, next weekend is Metroid again on the Switch.
It is, I know. And so is the release of the OLED Switch. Are you looking into that? Are you interested in that at all?
Maybe. I mean, if I might go ahead and get one, if I feel the urge to do so. But from what I've read and everything, for handheld mode, it's well and above beyond the screen compared to the old. But most of the time I'd be playing at the house. But I guess I might get one, and I'll probably be playing Metroid during break during the lunch break at work. But I don't know. I haven't really put too much thought of it. I'll probably flip a coin on it if it ever comes around to that issue.
Mm. What's the difference in price between the original and the OLED? Was it?
I think it's like another $50. Isn't the original $300 and the OLED's $350?
I really have research.
The OLED's $350.
OLED's $350. That's okay. So yeah.
So if we go over here and hit up the old Amazon, and we type in Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, are anybody going to be able to get one of these suckers like everything else that the way things go with the box?
Yeah, a Nintendo Switch right now is $300. Mm-hmm. A Switch OLED will be $350.
Mm-hmm. I think we were talking about it last time. Like, is it really worth $50 for a screen upgrade?
Yeah, I've been mulling that over.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why here in just a bit, though. What else going on with you, Chris?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying life and taking it easy.
Just enjoying life.
Yep.
Well, good, man. It's good to hear from you always, and we appreciate you calling in, supporting the show, everything else. Thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, take care, buddy.
You never played any of the old Diablo series or anything?
Nah. Well, Diablo 3, that's the only game I played.
Well, yeah, the new remake, is similar, but it's a lot harder. It's more like traditional Dungeons and Dragons, where you have to be patient and really spec into your characters. You have to do a lot of research and figure out the way you want to play. And you either have a sorceress that can be killed in 2 or 3 hits, or a tank that can take everything for a while. But I think from what I remember from years ago, you can have up to 8 people playing in one game session at a time. So you can mix and match all the different types of skills and classes with each other to get the best benefits of all the skills that they offer for each class.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to bring up Diablo 3 here in just a bit. When we talk about I did a thing over the past few days, and if you saw on Twitter, our Twitter account, you saw exactly what I did, and I'm going to tell you what I did. But I'm going to bring that up. Diablo is just it's I own it on PC. That's fine. I have it, but that's the third game. So I had no interest in the second one because of how much I really played the third, and I also own 3 on Switch, which I am taking that and trading that in because I don't need that anymore. But that's what I'm going to talk about here. Chris, take care, man, and we appreciate you calling, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right. See y'all later.
All right, man.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
Yeah, so what I did was I was browsing some forums.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was talking about you can get extra credit on your trade-in. They were getting $325 for trading in a PS4 Pro or a Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm.
The Pros, I think, go for like $400. So getting $325 back for those in-store credit, of course, at the GameStop, it was a pretty good deal. I think it was a really great deal, actually. So it was real good. Did you see our Twitter account? Did you see the picture I posted yesterday?
I'm not usually on Twitter a lot, so no,
You're
I missed
not?
that.
Here, I can show you the picture that I took that is also posted on our Twitter account there. If I could get to my photos, would be nice, wouldn't it? There we go. Yeah, well, that's fine. Sure.
What you got?
I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah, right?
4 digits.
Yeah, that's right. So I found out that the console trade-in is really good. You have to be a what's their pro thing?
Pro member.
Pro thing's like $15 a year. That's fine. I'll swing for that so that I can get the extra money. It's a $50 bonus on top of a percentage bonus that you get for trading those in as well.
Right.
And so it comes out to being like $325 in-store credit. This only works if you get in-store credit. If you opt to get cash, it is significantly reduced because they want you to come back into their store and spend money there. Or spend your gift card money there, whatever the case may be. So I took a PS4 Pro, I took an Xbox One X, I took an Xbox One S, and I also took my PlayStation VR headset and all the other stuff. I took in, I don't know how many games. I meant to bring my receipt so I could just show it all to you here, but quite a bit of games. Traded them all in just yesterday at the GameStop there over in Prattville, which... Hey, Jason, I don't know if you're listening, the manager of that store, which I've known him for a long time. Yeah. You know him as well. Yeah. He helped me out with that. Good job there. But, by the way, I'm coming back, Jason. I'll be back there tonight with some more. I came away with, what was that number? 1,160?
1160.
Yeah, 1165. It was 1165. I walked out of there with $1,165 in store credit at the GameStop.
Yeah.
For trading that stuff in. So, I traded in, so this morning before I came in here, I had an Xbox One, an OG Xbox One, launch edition Xbox One. We talked about this, the day one edition, whatever the case may be, had that, and it comes with the Kinect and everything, and I was kind of mulling it back and forth, like, do we really want to... I don't know. Why didn't I bring that in with the rest of them? I think there was some sort of sentimental value with the fact that it's a Kinect. Like the box shows that it is the Kinect Xbox One type thing. Yeah. And that was such a disaster for them. So why am I hanging on to a disaster? I don't know. They don't make games for it anymore. There's no support for it whatsoever. So why am I still doing it?
Collectability.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
For maybe a day and a half. And then for whatever reason, it just came over me and was like, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. You're going to get the best money you can get off of it right now because nobody wants these things. So go ahead. That's the thing. This is why they're in such a demand. And I don't know how long this promotion's going for. I think it's until the 9th of October, but that could get extended. The reason being is that everybody right now wants the next-gen consoles. Your Series X, your PS5, those. They don't have them. So a lot of people are settling for the last-gen top tier, you know what I'm saying? The Pros and the One X and that sort of thing, the last-gen top-tier stuff. So they're incentivizing trade-in on those because they have none. They have very few used consoles. In Switch, they have plenty. But the last-gen Xbox and PlayStations, they don't have. So they're offering a bigger incentive right now for you to bring those in so that they can have that stock and then sell them again. I think it's fantastic. I am not very good at individually selling things. In other words, like I could put my PlayStation up on like eBay or something like that, but you run the risk of not getting what you want out of it, paying a fee to do it in the first place. Yeah. And you could get messed over by a bad buyer or something, who decides not to pay. Or you could just make it the most hassling thing in the world, not to mention shipping and handling on mailing a console. And everything that goes in that is involved with that. It is total laziness. It is total laziness or lack of time to kind of mess with any of that stuff. So when something like this comes up, it's like, this is kind of good. So there you go. I walked away, and you can check our Twitter account. I walked away with $1,165 in-store credit, which, by the way, can't be put on one gift card. I don't know how many. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 gift cards back at the house with a number of amount of cash on each of them.
4 maxed and a remainder.
4 maxed and a remainder. Well, one actually has more than the others, but I guess to make it even, instead of he put 200 on each card, and then he put 365, I think, or whatever it is on the. So I got $800 across 4 cards, and I got $365 across 1 card.
Okay.
So, but tonight, Going to finish up packing up the OG Xbox, and I'm going to look into the Switch. I'm taking some Switch. So they also have another promotion. I'm really not trying to plug them on this because they don't buy any advertising. I'm just letting you guys know if you got games to get rid of right now, if you're one of their little pro member people over at GameStop, it's a good time for you to do that. Right now, their promotion's going on. I believe this ends today. The promotion is bring in 2 games and you'll get 20. And again, you have to be their member person. Bring in 2 games, you'll get 20% extra on the trade-in value. 3 games will give you 30% extra. 4 games will give you 40. Up to 5 give you 50% extra trade-in value with 5 games. So I've found 15 more games to trade in. Plenty of them that I already know that I've got these games either digitally or through Game Pass or through PlayStation Plus, or just through the sheer fact of, look, these are still unopened from when I bought them. Trade them in. You're not going to open these, you know? Yeah, see, Thor says 325 games is a lot. Usually it's around 150, 200. Yeah, my OG Xbox isn't going to bring in as much, but it's still going to add to that. And I believe there's a special going right now if you trade in your Switch towards a Switch OLED, you get a little bit more trade-in value on that. I think. I don't actually know on that one. So... but yeah, they've got that deal going with the game. So I've got 15 games ready to take back along with the OG Xbox and the Nintendo Switch. I've got to look up, I was starting to look it up before I left. I got to look up a way to, I know what I'm supposed to do when I'm trading in my consoles, but I'm not so sure about the Nintendo Switch. That one's a little bit more like, I don't know. Nintendo's really weird about their consoles. It used to be that your account was tied to the machine itself. And so you'd have to like completely erase yourself off of that machine and then put yourself on another machine. And all this. It's just, they don't make it easy for you. But they do have a video. Nintendo has a video on their YouTube channel on here's what you do when you want to, wipe one for trade-in. If you're selling it off or you're trading it in, here's what you need to do. It really actually has a really neat feature. Unfortunately, I can't have the OLED and my original one side by side, but you can start a transfer on one and start a receive on the other, and they'll just talk to each other if they're on the same network. Boom, they'll move it on over. But I think from what I have to do now, I have to back everything up to the cloud or make sure it's all backed up on the cloud, which you need a Nintendo online account in order to do that. I got to look up what all I need to do in order to trade that in. So it looks like I'll be getting an OLED system for only like maybe $100, which I can use some of that credit that I have to pay for it. Yeah. However, the ultimate goal on this will be to take those gift certificates or take those gift cards and find a way to offload them without buying stuff from that store. Not that I don't want to buy anything from that store, but there's just, I don't, outside of that OLED, and that only is coming up because I can get such a good value on these trade-ins right now. Yeah. That's the only reason I kind of thought, well, it's only it's $100 upgrade and that sort of thing. And I don't know. Wendy convinced me last night. Do you even remember that conversation? You remember?
do.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Just making sure you remember that because I was like, that's not a bad idea. She's making sense. Or at least I'm letting her make sense.
Yeah, I remember.
Because I've said time and time again, it's not good enough for an upgrade, but I've seen hands-on with it. The screen is nice as far as it's bigger and stuff, and it's got that OLED thing. Will I be playing it portably or more? I don't know. It's likely that you might play it more on the handheld side of things with that bigger screen. At least that's what she said. I'm not even using an office joke on that. That's exactly what she said. Maybe I would play it if portable more if the screen was bigger. So, yeah, she's finding her way. Look, we all know justification tactics to make us do these things that we normally probably wouldn't do. And And she has hers, and I have mine, and together we'll go broke. So, which is exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, it's I don't know, really really good. Lethal Migraine says you don't play it, so there's no point in you trading in anything. Well, yeah, trade it in because I don't need it. I'm not playing it. If I'm not playing it, I don't need it. Make some money off of it. I don't know. I might could sell the games for hire, I suppose. Maybe. These are old games, man. I don't, it's like, I got Bloodborne, still sealed. Haven't opened it. I got Watch Dogs 2, still sealed. I have Lego DC Villains, whatever that was, still sealed, What was another one that I put in there? Diablo 2 for Switch, Bomberman for Switch. I noticed I had 2 copies of Mario Kart, so one of those is going. That's because I bought a Steelbook, stupid me. I remember that now. So yeah, there's that, and excuse me, what else? Anyway, I can't remember. It's a big bag.
I would say check eBay for prices like that before you turn them into GameStop or any place like that.
Again, I go back to the lazy part of not wanting to mess with the hassle of eBay.
No, not selling it, just checking prices.
Oh, checking on what the prices are? Yeah.
Because before it was put on the Xbox Live Arcade, Radiant Silvergun was going for like $200-$300.
Right.
If you had the disc, if you had the Saturn import.
I don't think there's anything in the bag of games or anything that I traded in yesterday as well, game wise. I don't think there's anything in there that's like, you might want to hang on to this. It could have some value. There's potential there. I mean, not that we never know, obviously, but I did keep all my Steelbooks and stuff. I didn't trade in those games that came with Steelbooks or anything that holds sort of like, that's good. I'm keeping that game. I may have finished it, but that's one I want to keep in my collection. Mafia 3 I traded in. The Mafia 1 or 2 remaster, I traded that in.
Yeah, because those are pretty readily available online, digital by now.
What is that? There's no camera on her face, but I wish there was. There is, what was the other thing? Gravity Rush I kept. Gravity Rush 2, I think. I had heard some things about the Gravity Rush series, like Gravity Rush 1 or the Gravity Rush 1 remaster is very hard to come by. So I kind of held on to that. But yeah. Anyway, hang on the line.
Chris.
Oh, Chris? Oh, he's calling back? Oh, well, he's probably got something just real quick to say. Hey, Chris.
Your original Xbox One system, has it got the original box and everything that came with it? Did you hang on to everything?
I hung on to everything. I'm that kind of a hoarder.
Okay, good. Well, I used to have one of those when it first came out, but I might be interested in sticking it in the back closet and have it as a collector's item if you wanted to talk to me about that instead of taking it to GameStop.
I may think about that, actually. We shall see. I need to
think that over.
Well, yeah, I just need to look. I haven't researched anything on where I would price it or anything like that. I also haven't researched what GameStop is going to give me for that. So I need to look that up and find out what that is, and then decide.
I'd probably just leave it alone and just leave it in the box. But I've still got the PlayStation 4 Pro. The Hiroshima game, the walking simulator one.
Oh, PT?
Not PT. The other one that they did a remaster on and that's recently released. I think this weekend or next weekend. What was it? The one where you walked all over the place and carried packages. Like a mailman.
The lake?
Death Stranding.
That one. I've got that one.
Oh, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. The PlayStation 4 Pro edition of that.
Right. Now, see, you can keep stuff in this. So, and what I discovered in looking at all this is that your special edition console, whatever it might be, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't get you any more money than the guy who's just got the plain old Jane.
Yeah.
Console, black or white edition, whatever the case may be. You don't get any extra money for it, which I kind of hate that. I wish they kind of looked at the value of some of those special editions, base it off the price you paid and what it would be now, rather than base it off the model that it is, which is basically just PS4 Pro. Doesn't matter what's wrapped around the console itself. It's still a Pro. This is what we offer. You, in that case, you might actually get more money.
Yeah, but I'm
selling
just, I'm just like, like that, for instance. I'm just holding on to it, and I've got the original PlayStation that I have all hooked up where I could play VR games and everything, but, the Pro's just sitting in the box, kind of collecting dust, but, that's where it's staying since I've got the PlayStation 5 now.
Yeah. Well, I will. I'll reach out to you on Facebook. I'll let you know. I need to research that, and obviously I'm on the show, so it's going to take me a minute to kind of look that stuff up.
You're kind of busy right now, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna look at that, because I'm very, very curious to see what they're going to offer and everything else. So I will reach out to you, and I will let you know, man. And
you said you also had some other Switch games and other things that you're probably going to let go of too, or at least trade in as well.
Well, the Switch games, I have, I think 4 or 5 of those: Mario Kart, Bomberman, Diablo 3. Oh gosh, there was another one in there too that I'm Yoshi's Crafted World, dropping that one as well. And then there was an Xbox One and PlayStation 4 game titles, and there was a PlayStation 5, or just 4. No, just 4 PlayStation 4 games and Xbox One games.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be dropping off as well. So I'll let you know. I mean, I'll list you all the games and everything else, and if there's interest there, we'll work something out, man.
If nothing else, if y'all wanted to come out and see the collection sometime, we all feel safe about doing that, considering what's going on in this day and age.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, y'all can make that up, and then I'll just talk to you later then.
All right, dude. Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye. Yeah. Maybe. I'll have to look that up. We got to go. We got to take a break. We are way behind. This is music from Silent Hill 3. Prayer, I believe it's called. It might have been called something else. I completely wiped out the entire titles on all of these, and I had to go back and put them in based on like half titles to kind of remember. So this is called Prayer. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. It's spooky. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Alan Wake. This is called Hunters. I was trying to find some good... Yeah, Alan Wake has really good music, both in the soundtrack and the score for the game. There's really good music. I was trying to find something that was chasey or that was, just had something to it,
It's suspenseful.
Yeah. Because it's really got a good theme and everything else, just doesn't sort of elicit that dread, that horror, that feel that, it wasn't...
This sounds like the prelude to what you're talking about, really.
It's better than what was offered.
Yeah.
All the other tracks I was listening to, I was like, well, this is good, it's nice, it's very, but this one had that sense, that feel of, something chasing you or coming after you or something like that, so... Welcome back to the show. Yeah, Alan Wake getting a remaster, and hopefully you'll have a chance to actually play that and experience it. It's really, really good. Let's see. What are we going to talk about? I'm going to do some more research probably in the breaks here, and check on that Xbox thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I may not want to take it over there. Let's look at the news that we got for this week. There was a lot, actually, but I feel like there was probably more than this. Let's see. So Crystal Dynamics is working on Perfect Dark for the Xbox. We learned that I think it was during the Tokyo Game Show or something. Mm-hmm. I think they kind of mentioned that, which was interesting to note about that. Perfect Dark is a rare title, and I don't mean it's rare as in like its existence is rare. I'm saying the development company is named Rare. And so Crystal Dynamics doing that was interesting to see, especially given where they're coming from out of the Tomb Raider thing to Perfect Dark. I never played Perfect Dark. I had Perfect Dark. Launch title for the 360, I believe. And I had that game. I never once did I ever play it. Which
released for the Nintendo 64 in 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's... Yeah. Perfect Dark. You're right. It did release for the N64, but there was a 360 version. Perfect Dark Zero, I think, was the name of that one. That Rare did. But again, whether it be the 360 or whether it be the N64, never played the game. Never did. And there's 15 games in a bag that I really haven't played either, sitting at the house. So I kind of run into that a lot. Stuff that I have and I don't ever do anything with. I don't ever play.
I'm trying to remember if Perfect Dark had a kind of a cult following, niche following, or
I don't know.
How popular did it? What was the height of its popularity, really?
Probably the N64. Yeah. I don't think Perfect Dark Zero was like this thing. I think people expected it going from N64 to that, and obviously not on a Xbox machine, given that it was a Nintendo property. But I think there's a lot of games in that N64 in those N64 days that hold a lot of at least sentimental value to a lot of people, because that's where you had the. It was still cartridge based, and it was the last time it was going to be cartridge based, with the exception until the Switch.
Yeah.
Because the Wii the GameCube brought in the era of the disc. Even, and that's such a thing, Nintendo just being weird, man. They were the last holdouts from going cartridge to disc. And then when they went to disc, they said, well, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to make them the really tiny ones. That's just Nintendo. Hey, everybody else is doing friends list and names. We should do that too. But instead of the names, let's make it an 18-digit alphanumeric number.
That you will never remember offhand by memory.
So just like the door is there, but they keep walking through the wall.
But they still get there.
The door's right there. Just go through it. Nah, we're going to take the wall. Which means they'll get there.
Yeah.
They just going to make it real difficult for you.
Like a mess.
I never understood. I think it's better now, actually.
Yeah.
Guess it's all the games you bought on sale. Why would you buy a game brand new and not play it ever? No, most of these are games that I bought on sale. In fact, the stack that I took in yesterday was from a Black Friday haul from the year before. And they had just sat there on that space for the entire time. And Cyberpunk, the Xbox One edition, took that back. Actually got a good amount of money on that one. I think you get $25 on that one. It was more than I was expecting. But yeah, that was... And then the games that I've got that are going back tonight some of these were Black Friday purchases as well. Some of these were just games that I did play and I got done with. Some, if I'm getting rid of the Kinect, well, I'm also getting rid of my Kinect games that came with it or that I bought. So no need to have those, that was the other reasoning behind that stuff. Mario Kart had an extra copy. That's the reason for those. So Lethal Migraine says Nintendo's been completely useless since the N64 ended. For the life of me, I'll never understand why anyone wastes their time with Nintendo. Because it's got games that they want to play on that system. That's the thing. Maybe not games you want to play, but they got games that they want to play. And I am very much looking forward to Metroid when it comes out this Friday. What else do we have for... Fall Guys became the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time. I did download that game. I played a few rounds of it back when I first downloaded that, and that goes a good ways back, maybe a year ago or whatever.
I think I may have played that game like twice.
Yeah.
And then I haven't picked it up since.
Did a couple of rounds each time I played it, and then I was like, okay, I'm out.
I still get updates for it all the time. I mean, they're constantly working on it. But yeah, just haven't had a inclination to play it.
Yeah. I mean,
or probably what the deal is. It's a game meant to be played multiplayer with a whole bunch of people, and I usually haven't gotten into those lately.
Like a bunch of what were the games?
Like the multiplayer party games. That's
okay.
better. It's better with people. You know that can't play it solo. So yeah, you have to play with.
I've never. Anyway, so, yeah. Can you play them? So do they have Mario Party? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can play it solo.
I feel like you can, but it's probably not near as fun as if you got.
Yeah, I mean, it's designed for group.
Yeah,
for a group.
I mean, you came over to the house when we had the Wii hooked up and everything, and we were playing Smash Brothers and Monkey Ball. Maybe I don't know if you were there for that.
I don't remember it, so
I can't remember. I just know that I remember Jeremy and James, and Dana were over there, and Matt maybe. Mm-hmm. And I think we were all hanging around and playing the Wii because it was like, oh, motion controls, and we were doing the bowling and that sort of thing. And then we put in Monkey Ball, and then Smash Brothers, and it's like, oh, we're going to play. And Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. We were doing a lot of that. So, but yeah, those are games where it was just Double Dash for the GameCube was just fantastic to play in a group. Man, you had that 4-player split screen on the TV there, and it was just fantastic. It was wonderful. We played so much of that stuff. And I remember the exact track we played. It was the Baby Mario track because it's just a strict oval. That's what you didn't have anything else, just oval. That's it. Yeah. Short oval and just made it easier and fun to play. You know, didn't have to worry about you had those long straightaways for red shells or anything else. It was fun. What else here? We got about 5 minutes. Naughty Dog is still working on the multiplayer project for The Last of Us. Last of Us Day was last Sunday, and they talked about, we're working on the multiplayer aspect of what we want to do with The Last of Us.
I've always said, man, I mean, multiplayer on a game based on story, I mean, I don't see it succeeding or a reason to.
They think there's something there, man. They think there's something there.
They're not the only ones, but if I'm playing a game based on pure story, I've gone through the story, I really don't have a reason to go back unless there's something beneficial, like I've done with Dead Space, opening up a hardcore mode and getting the foam finger of doom or a retro mode in there. Right. That was something else, but for Last of Us, there was nothing like that. When they announced multiplayer, I just had really no interest in there.
I'm there with you as well. This is not something that's going to release. And, of course, here's the guy who said, I'm not going to buy an OLED Switch, and now I'm looking into buying an OLED Switch. I just don't see anything there either for me, but probably for some other people, that's fine. They also released just one shot, and you can almost can't really tell if it's from the game or it's from the series, but it is from the series. One shot from their Last of Us HBO series that they're working on.
The back view of Joel and Ellie looking in the horizon,
with that downed airplane that had been there, I guess, for a while on top of that hill and stuff. Yeah. That was it. That's all they released. Yeah. And if you hadn't have said that's from the series, I'd have said, I wonder if that was an alternate version of the game that they were working on or something. Is that just is that concept art? What is that? But it's an actual. It
was kind of vibrant, wasn't it?
Something about it was giving me the vibe, and maybe it was just because the shot was taken from the exact perspective that you would have if you were playing the game, from behind the two of them, looking out over this field as though they're about to, emerge from the woods that they've been treading through and are going to make their way across. Yeah. It looked exactly like you would see from the game, just with no HUD. And so I had to really look at it and be like, okay, yeah, that's live action.
Yeah.
So, what else did we have? Oh, yeah, we got some Activision Blizzard news. We got some Game Pass news, by the way.
We'll have more people doing the rats leaving the sinking ship type thing.
No, there's some more. It's not over with by any means, but they did have a settlement for a part of it.
Okay.
Which is basically them just throwing money at their issue and saying, okay,
we're
done.
You said a part of it. Most of it?
No. This was something else that came up, and so they settled in that regard.
Okay.
They're still being sued by the state of California.
Yeah.
That's still going on.
Yeah.
The SEC stepped in. The Securities and Exchange Commission stepped in and had some issues with them. Mm-hmm. That is still going on, I believe, as well. This was the United States Employment Commission. They sued them, and then they settled.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. It's all coming up. Got music here from Little Nightmares 2. It is the main theme. I think that's something we've used before. But it doesn't matter. It's spooky season, so we're going to use it for spoopy season. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Terraria. It's called Crimson.
Too techno to be scary.
I have no idea what would be going on the screen at the moment.
No, it just sounds like techno to me. And I never associated techno with scary. Now, if someone in the chat room can direct me to some scary techno or something like that, I'd like to hear, because I've never been able to associate techno with scary or suspenseful or whatever. I haven't been able to.
Like a lot of your horror,
it's probably possible. I'm saying I've just never heard it.
A lot of the horror slasher stuff that hit in the late 90s and early 2000s was using a lot of it borderlined on like a techno-industrial type thing that you would sometimes hear in between or whatever that kind of populated that, I suppose. And I'm trying to think of something just off the top of my head to give you an example, and I really can't think of anything. Saw comes to mind for some reason. But Saw had a great score with Charlie Clouser doing the compositions for that. Mm-hmm. At least and it's October, and I never go without using Hello Zepp for a track. Mm-hmm. When we do October, it's my favorite. Yeah. Welcome back to the show here. We were going to talk about Activision. Yeah, they got sued by the U.S. Employment Commission. They agreed to an $18 million settlement, but they are still under the lawsuit again from the state of California and others. There's other lawsuits that are involved with this thing. What this reminded me of, well, I say it reminded me of, I forgot the whole we're going to settle out of court type thing, and they'll pay a settlement. But apparently the U.S. Employment Commission says, "Oh, you want to buy that? Well, okay, it's $18 million, and we'll leave you alone." So I don't know what it's going to be for the state of California. How much do you have to pay them so they'll leave you alone? For any other kind of lawsuits that come up, how much do they need? Like, they'll just hit the settlements. $18 million is nothing to Activision Blizzard.
I was about to say, that's nothing. That's just depending on the scale of what we've been talking about this whole time. $18 million, that's it?
Yeah.
How much did Bobby Kotick get this year?
I know, right? Probably that. That's probably his Christmas bonus. If not, like half of it, maybe. So yeah, that's what's the whole deal going on with Activision Blizzard as far as right now, the latest from that thing. Hey, we got our games with gold for the month of October, which I was going to say, if you're an Amazon Prime person, you got Prime Gaming right now, some really good. They have Alien Isolation for free on the Epic Games Store. That is, if you have Amazon Prime. Ghost Runner, that is on Good Old Games.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they have Star Wars Squadrons. EA Star Wars Squadrons, which is on Origin. And then completely free, along with like a ton of other games that are free as well if you have Amazon Prime. So another one is Epic Games. They have, oh man, I've already forgotten what the free game was on Epic Games, but yeah, there's that as well. And now I'm going to see I'm going to try and see. Just open the link. Thank you. What the PlayStation Plus games, because we got those games for October as well. If you're on the Xbox and you are a Games with Gold person, which it's just a weird thing now, because if you've got Game Pass Ultimate, I think you've got Gold, I believe, from what I understand. Resident Evil Code Veronica X is one of the games. Castlevania Harmony of Despair is another one of the games. What else do they have? Tree in December.
That's my first Resident Evil, by the way. Code Veronica.
Code Veronica?
Code Veronica was the first Resident Evil game I've ever played. Because that series I went backwards on.
Yeah, there's also a game called Arrow and Hover as well. I don't know what those games are.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yes, accept my cookies. Stop asking. For PlayStation Plus members, what do we have? Hell Let Loose, which is a 50v50 50v50 World War II shooter called Hell Let Loose. That is the PlayStation 5 version, so if you do have a PlayStation 5 and you have PlayStation Plus, this is one of the games that you're going to get. If you do not have a PlayStation 5, then you'll be just getting, what's the other ones? Mortal Kombat X.
Got that one.
Yep. And PGA Tour 2K1.
Got that one too.
I figured you did.
Yep.
Given what it was, I figured that you probably did have it.
Yep. Put the ball in the water last time I played that game.
So those are your free games for the month of October on PlayStation Plus and Xbox. We also gave you your Prime Gaming deals. Epic Games is weekly. So this week is a free game, and then next week it'll be a free game. Every week they do that. Oh, let's see. What else do we have? Netflix bought the Oxenfree developer Night School Studios. That was interesting to hear about for the fact that just Netflix throwing money at a game developing studio. Not necessarily Oxenfree. They see whatever they see there. It would have been even bigger if they had bought, like, I don't know, well, that's a publishing company. I was going to say THQ or something, but you know what I'm saying, like Techland or something like that. Night School Studios, though, now has quite a bit of money now that Netflix is backing them. Oxenfree reviews very well. They did a sequel to that, I believe, also reviews very well. So, or they may have done a DLC or something for it, like an expansion or an expand-alone that was good as well. Super Mario Brothers the movie apparently was #1 on Amazon's charts for like 2 or 3 days there. The old Bob Hoskins film. For whatever reason, I guess people heard, oh, there's a Super Mario Brothers movie. When all the casting got announced with the voices who were going to be on the animated thing.
Yeah.
And I guess that people got interested. And I guess hit up Amazon and started buying or renting or whatever that movie from 1993.
Yeah, I think I still got that DVD somewhere on my shelf somewhere. Blu-ray. I don't know if I got it. I don't think I no.
Don't know if I have it.
Is there a Blu?
There is not a Blu-ray.
There's not a Blu-ray?
I don't believe there's a Blu-ray.
Oh, let's see.
At least not. There may be a European type version.
Oh, well, it's region free, so yeah.
Yeah, there maybe. I don't know. Did you find one?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking up now.
I don't believe there was ever one released, though. DVD, yes. I don't think they ever made a Blu-ray.
Let's see.
They might.
Nope, there's a Blu-ray.
There is?
Yeah, there's a Blu-ray. But it's not. It's foreign. But
okay.
Playback region B or 2. Yeah.
I thought it was.
Not play on most Blu-ray players sold in North America, but if you got a console, you can play that.
That used to be a big thing, region stuff.
Yeah, it used to.
They don't care anymore.
No.
They used to. For some reason, it's just weird how things just silently go away. Where, hey, region movies and stuff, you better have a region-free player. Those are hard. You can mod a chip in them so that they'll play region-free, whatever the case may be. Well, whatever, you kind of ask that, what region can I play it? Now they don't care.
Yeah.
The players can play whatever, and they don't have to do this stuff.
It doesn't matter anymore.
But why? Why doesn't it matter anymore? Like, why was it so important then? And then what happened?
I don't know, probably payouts or something to the studios or actors or something. Who knows?
It always makes me curious as to why little stupid arbitrary things kind of die off like that without even so much as a whimper to say that they're going away. So what was so important about it in the first place?
Yeah. I think the last one I had was going through that was I think I bought Top Secret, trying to find that on Blu-ray, but it was like only available in outside the U.S. I'll put it that way. Just outside the U.S. was the only copy of it that was available.
Or at a flea market with a bootleg copy of something.
Bootleg.
Random NX says, they can control prices based on the region.
Yeah.
I know. Games used to cost different depending on where you were in the United States. In the United States? I didn't know that. I mean, I knew taxes, state tax, but I was thinking, I know Australia. If you are a gamer in Australia, God,
I'm sorry.
That's horrible.
I'm sorry.
Their game prices are astronomical in Australia.
I'm still mad at them for Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Because we all wanted that limited edition one. It was only available. Why in the country that would ban that game would you only make it available there? That always bothered me. $31, by the way.
For
Super Mario Brothers Blu-ray.
Wow. That's not worth it. That is not worth it. No. You can own it digitally, I would imagine, on Amazon for like what, $15?
Probably.
Maybe?
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see. We talked about that. A 26-volume Castlevania soundtrack collection is going to be released in December. 26 volumes.
Wow.
That's a lot of volume.
Soundtrack.
It's soundtrack, yeah. I'm opening up the link here so I can tell you, everything that's covered. Looks like it's all compact discs. What do we have here? Just trying to see. Each set contains 26 volumes of music, 13 CDs. The full set contains selected arrangements from the NES versions, Castlevania, Simon's Quest, PlayStation versions as well, Harmony of Despair, and many, many more as well. Let's see. You also get customers who pre-order Castlevania Black and Castlevania Red will also receive a 14-track bonus CD containing the MIDI arrangements from the SNES release of Dracula X. The Castlevania soundtrack collection retails locally for $255. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
for some CDs.
Yeah. What was the last big soundtrack you purchased from a game?
Soundtrack for a game?
Yeah, big sound. I mean, I think the last big soundtrack I got was from Grand Theft Auto when they had that big 8 CD?
Was that
box?
Vice City?
I think it may have been Vice City.
I bought the Vice City box set. Yeah,
8 CDs of each radio station.
No, I didn't buy it. We got it sent here to the station.
Okay, you get it sent here. Okay.
I didn't have it sent here. It was sent to us.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember that because I remember
still got it around.
I remember like the PD of the place, and I don't know who it was at the time. I want to say it was Nikki at the time. That came in and she's like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do."
Yeah.
We had no need for it.
Yeah.
There was no need because obviously it was a big collection. Of course, it's a collection of music that plays on the different radio stations in the game.
Yeah, each station had a disc.
Yeah, the genre's all over the place.
Yeah.
From urban to pop to country to all that. It
was pop, jazz. Pop, jazz, hip hop. One retro station. So I remember looking through that whole thing, like never heard of this person, never heard of this person, never heard of that person, and there was some very good music that I'd never heard of. And thanks to that soundtrack, I heard of. So yeah.
I remember we had that was sent to us. I thought it was so amazing at the time. It was the first time we ever got video game music, even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
Video game music sent to the station. Yeah. I was like, this is great. I'm gonna have this. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You still got it? Did it end up at your house or somewhere? Or
it's trashed.
Trashed.
Well, it ended up staying in my Explorer, my car for the longest time. Mm-hmm. And then when I had to clean out my car because I was doing a trade-in to get the car that I got now, I was like, well, just taking everything that was inside, dumping it in a box, taking it, and then looking at it and saying, this has been in my car and I've done nothing with it. Throw this box away. And so... yeah, I think it was gone. At that point, like the discs had been sliding around on the floor. I didn't
scratched up and everything.
I didn't care about that car.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't care about it. It was a car to get me from point A to. I take a lot better care of that car, especially with trash and everything inside of it.
Yeah.
Take much better care of that car than I did any previous. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think I still got mine sitting on the shelf, and every now and then I just look and see if there's anything I didn't make an MP3 out of, and just keep it around for.
Yeah. The last soundtrack I bought for a video game is probably going to be a Mondo release. Mm-hmm. Off the top of my head, it could be The Last of Us, the big special edition 4 vinyl set.
Yeah, in my case, it would be for Sonic Mania when that came with the LP. When I got that one, that was the last soundtrack I purchased, really.
Because I purchased the Order 1886 or whatever that was, 1866. I purchased that on vinyl, got that autographed. I pick up a lot of video game soundtracks on vinyl, especially if I can get them autographed. Normally because when I would be at the shows, the artist or the composer would be there signing when you would go to purchase the album. So I was like, here. So yeah, I've got Austin Wintory's soundtrack, or I've got Jason Graves' autograph, Austin Wintory's autograph. I think some others as well, because I picked up what's the Banner Saga? I grabbed that.
I remember thinking about Warframe because they had that nice, I think it was Warframe, had that magenta red LP
vinyl, the disc, or the record.
Record, yeah. So I think from now on I'll be looking at LPs and vinyl for game soundtracks now. I think that's what they're trying to push now. CDs.
Yeah, I think it's The Last of Us. I did buy it was off of Mondo, and I think it was like $5. It wasn't very much at all because it was just a 2-track vinyl. It was side A and a side B, and that was it. And it was for Last of Us Part 2.
Was it a full size or the little 45?
No, it's 45.
Okay, 45.
Yeah. So that would probably be the last one.
One song on each side,
Yeah, that would probably be the last one I actually bought. But I did buy Last of Us, and I did buy Last Guardian. That was another one that I picked up. So
something that always got me though was I guess for monetary reasons or whatever, but American soundtracks, they always have like a portion, just a piece of the soundtrack. But the Japanese ones always had the full soundtrack.
The full score.
Yeah, the full score.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example, like a Sonic Adventure soundtrack, the American one had only like maybe 13 tracks on there. Mm-hmm. It was something, I guess they just offered free with something else or just sold on the side. But the Japanese import, that thing was like 2 or 3 discs of music. It was the entire score put in there. That's probably why the American market didn't fare too well. Everybody was going the import route in terms of soundtrack for a while.
Not necessarily the soundtrack stuff. I obviously I look for music as well, but I ran into that problem when I used to buy film soundtracks. Mm-hmm. I would call you would call a music store because you had to go to a music store to buy music.
Yeah.
At that time, and I would call ahead and I was like, "Do you have this soundtrack?" And they would say yes, and I was like, "By soundtrack, I mean
the
score,
the entire soundtrack.
I don't want the music with words. I want the compositions. I want that. That's the one I want." So usually that would throw them off.
Yeah.
Because they're like, "Well, no, I got this. You want all this music? No, I don't care about that. I want the other stuff." So, yeah, I remember running into that a lot.
Yeah. Batman soundtrack did that, wasn't it? Batman soundtrack was the Prince album.
Yeah, it
but
was.
It wasn't any of the stuff by Elfman in there. It was just Prince's tracks in there. So it wasn't the full soundtrack. It was Prince's input on the score, on the music.
I know exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going on there. Yeah.
It took me. I had to I remember one summer. This is going way back.
Yeah.
And I say that because, both of my parents were still around, so this goes way back. I was determined to somehow find, and this has nothing to do with gaming, the score for the Goonies.
Yeah.
I was calling around, and every time I called and asked for the soundtrack, first off, it was hard to find at this point in time. Mm-hmm. Because that was such an old film.
Yeah.
And they weren't really releasing any kind of soundtracks. The places that did have it only had like a couple of selections of the score, not
the full.
Like 2 Cyndi Lauper songs and a bunch of other stuff that I didn't even recognize. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with the Cyndi Lauper song because she wrote the song specifically. If it's good enough, Goonies, good enough. She wrote that specifically for that.
Yeah.
But I was trying to find the score. And I think there was a place up in New York I finally was able to get in touch with where they could order it and get it sent to me. And I think I went through with it. I am not sure. Mm-hmm. Eventually, I don't know what brought it back around. Maybe when they were releasing the movie on Blu-ray and then for the 4K release or whatever. Eventually, the soundtrack, the score was one of those big things. It was like a 2-disc set.
Yeah.
For the score to the film. So I was glad to see that happened. But yeah, I remember searching that.
Yeah.
That was my white whale at the time, trying to find that, and it was very hard to find.
Yeah.
And I actually do have it now, but for all the looking that I tried to do to find that thing, it's somewhere in the house, and I have no idea.
Look for it tonight.
Right?
Look for it tonight.
I won't. You won't. Well, I'm still working on it. I got to figure out what to do on a Switch. I got to get over the thing. Not going to look for it tonight.
Yeah, okay.
And the other reason not to is because you can find it online now. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can just go online to find what you're looking for.
But still, man, all that effort you put to get it.
Yeah, I know.
You want to put your hands on it, man.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I know. It's somewhere. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we will hit up news about Nintendo. They deny it, but 11 different studios admitted to it, but Nintendo says nope. We're going to read into that about what that is, actually. We were talking about Grand Theft Auto. There is some news there as well. Companies got bought, and we'll go over all that stuff coming up on In-Game Chat. This is music from Outlast. You can't have Halloween shows without having some music from Outlast or Outlast 2, because those were some really good horror, scary games. This is called Surge and Attack. It does elicit that you are being chased feel. Here it is. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Doom 2016. This is called Transistor Fist.
Transistor Fist.
Yeah. Okay. That's just fun to play with. Anyway. Not that we didn't know it was going to happen. In fact, there was a leaked tweet about 2 months ago from Sony. Because they had bought some other company. I can't even remember their name at the moment. They had bought some company, and they had a whole graphic built saying, "Welcome such and such developer to the Sony family." I was like, all right. Well, they tweeted out the wrong one, and it was Bluepoint. But that was 2 months ago. So everybody thought, well, either it was a mistake, or they've got that one ready to go. And here it is. This week, we got the announcement that Sony has bought Bluepoint Games. Now, Bluepoint Games has done a lot of things for Sony in the past. Mm-hmm. They notably was the Dark Souls remaster.
Yep.
Dark Souls or
Demon Souls?
Demon Souls. It was the Demon Souls remaster. And it was the Shadow of the Colossus remaster as well. Those remasters, remakes, I'm not exactly sure which word means what, but these are ones where they basically tear the game completely apart and rebuild it from the ground up. It's not one of these things where they've gone through and just kind of touched up here, touched up there, so it'll run on new systems or look better in 1080 or 4K or whatever the case. Mm-hmm. No, they strip it down and they build it back. So, yeah, they put in a lot of... I don't necessarily know that they're going to continue to do that. That's what they've been doing for Sony. And it makes me like, well, what would they do next? Maybe like a God of War or a Twisted Metal or... And is that their wheelhouse? Is that all they do? I really haven't looked these guys up.
Remaking older titles or something?
Right, yeah. Like painstakingly remaking older titles. Yeah. And like, like that's your gold standard for remaking is something from Bluepoint. Mm-hmm. But is that their field? Is that where they're gonna stick in that wheelhouse and just continue to do that, or
kind of that if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing?
Yeah. I've never really looked into them. Mm-hmm. They've done fantastic work, but I've never looked into them as a company themselves to find out like, well, what's the is this just what you do? You just remake?
Yeah. Let's see. Bluepoint, developer based in Austin, Texas, founded in 2006. The studio is known for remasters and remakes.
Yeah.
That's what they're known for. So would they try anything new?
Well, see, that's my whole point is like Sony buys them, and I'm not saying that's a bad purchase, I guess. Probably not, but they bought them to remake more games.
Well, that's what they're known for.
Right?
We got a lot of titles we want to see put back on the market. We got y'all to remake. You're good at remaking stuff. We want you to remake these titles. That's why we purchased you. There you go. That might be the reason.
What else? I mean, it could be anything. Saying what
could
else
they build the game from the ground up?
I imagine they could. Yeah. But there's more you have to do with that because then you've got to come up with a story and characters and an engine and everything else. This is just give us all your assets and we're gonna break it and then build it back better.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they do. So, but I start to think of what is in Sony's library that they would reach back into and remake. Ico would be good. Not Last Guardian's too recent to really get something like that, but Ico they could go back and do that since they did Shadow of the Colossus. I'm just thinking of the greatest hits from Sony, and God of War comes to mind, Twisted Metal comes to mind. Crash Bandicoot doesn't because they've sort of stepped into the next gen with that. Mm-hmm. Ratchet and Clank, same thing.
Yeah,
there's not really a callback to kind of remake those in any kind of fashion that makes them stand out. You could go back to the earlier PlayStation days like Parasite Eve, Siphon Filter.
Square Enix, right?
Is it? I know it was on PlayStation. I don't think it ever
on PlayStation. Yeah, but
I don't think it ever made it to anything else. But so was Demon Souls wasn't. I mean, the developer of that wasn't Sony. That was Platinum or From Software. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't seem to have to be in Sony's library, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in their intellectual
I get
property. It could be somebody else, but something they had an exclusivity thing with.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Speaking of which, I would like to play Parasite Eve. That's something I never played either.
I don't know why I was thinking of Siphon Filter, not Parasite Eve, but that's the same. That's fine. Not the same, but it's in the same area.
Yeah.
Year and that sort of thing. So, Lethal Migrant says Blue Point is allegedly making a brand new IP.
Okay.
That's good. When you were looking at them, do they have anything? Do they have original IP?
I didn't see it. That's just let's see. What was working? Let's see. Blast Factor, God of War Collection, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus Collection, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, Flower, Titanfall, port of Flower, Titanfall ported that. Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection, Gravity Rush Remastered, Shadow of the Colossus, Demon's Souls.
Yeah, that Gravity Rush Remastered, man.
Yep.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
During the break of how much that's retailing for.
Yeah. Well.
Online
on eBay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Triple digits, by the way. Yeah.
It's up there. What else did we're going to talk about? Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, a definitive edition of that leaked in a new rating. I want to say it was in Korea or Australia or something. Mm-hmm. But there was rumor of them getting here we go with the remaster remake words again. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. So Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
San Andreas, okay.
Unless they literally mean Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, and 3, which I don't think they do.
They shouldn't. I mean, your most prominent titles before 4 and 5. I don't know. Yeah, 4 is popular now. Would be GTA 3,
Vice City,
and San Andreas.
Yeah,
because that's when the budget shot up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when the
budget shot up. You had actors, named
voice cast,
voice cast, well named actors playing,
and the cities got bigger, and the environments got bigger.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I never played San Andreas. Or maybe I did, and it had this whole like, hey, if you want to build up your strength, you go work out. If you want to, now you're hungry, you need to eat. Maybe something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Build up your strength. If you work out enough, you're going to get big and buff. If you eat and do nothing else, you're going to be slow and fat. Yeah, you had to maintain yourself throughout the game.
Never been a fan of that.
It's too much like real life.
In real life or otherwise, I've never been a fan of that.
Yeah, I think it was something that got me in Fallout, New Vegas. The one of the modes, I forget the name of the mode, but yeah, you had to maintain your hydration and health with maintain your food and water intake in that game, because it would, if you didn't do that, yeah, you're just gonna start feeling the effects pretty quickly. And then you had to worry about the weight of your components. Like you had to break down bullets so they wouldn't weigh you down. That was a headache.
That's annoying.
Going through that, yeah.
That is annoying. What else do we have? Evo has called off plans for the there we go, in-person 2021 showcase, which I thought we already had Evo. Online. Update regarding the Evo 2021. The goal of the Evo showcase is to bring together the best players from around the world in a live in-person format. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the Delta variant, we have made a tough decision to cancel the 2021 showcase. Players invited to participate in this showcase represent many of the best fighters in the world. The Evo team will be contacting each player individually to recognize their efforts. So this was not the usual Evo then, was it?
No, I mean...
because we already had that, I thought.
We had the online thing going on. I mean, I remember someone talking about, on Facebook, talking about why is no one talking about Evo? And basically because it was online. And being online,
okay,
there's no online event that will ever match the spectacle and atmosphere of the live event.
This says that players who won the different regional competitions were set to compete in Las Vegas coming up in November. Mm-hmm. That would have been this showcase that they're talking about. Yeah. I don't remember them ever doing that before, though. They did it all at the Summer Vegas thing, right?
Well, there was regional stuff going all over the place, but like I said, it wasn't.
But it culminated in the Vegas event during the summer, right?
I guess that's what they were planning to do, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, online, I'm not. Just doesn't match the live event, so that's why I wouldn't follow that then. Because I remember them having regional events being held online. Like, okay, it was just I'm just watching a stream of normal fighting events.
Did we already took our break. It's like I'm looking at did we finish that? We did. There was a report from Bloomberg that said there were anonymous employees at 11 different game companies that have all disclosed that they have a 4K Switch development kit. This would be the Switch Pro that we were talking about from, I don't know, months ago. Mm-hmm. When they announced the OLED edition and we all thought we were getting an upgrade, like a 4K thing and an upgrade, faster processor, better battery, whatever. We thought we were getting like Switch 2.0, what we expected. But no, we got Switch OLED, which was nothing for that. But 11 different companies, numerous people from 11 different companies have said that they have one. Now, Nintendo has denied this. Mm-hmm. They assert that Bloomberg falsely claims that Nintendo is supplying tools to drive game development for a Nintendo Switch with 4K support, and says outright that it's not true. We also want to restate that, as we announced in July, we have no plans for any new model other than Nintendo Switch OLED model, which will launch October the 8th, 2021. Bloomberg, in a response to that statement, updated their article with a reference to their reply, but did not pull the article. This one from VG247 says it's a peculiar standoff. We don't often see companies make this kind of public statements in reference to individual reports. There's also conflicting messages from the sources Bloomberg spoke to. An anonymous employee at Zynga, who has never made a console game before, told the reporters that a team had a 4K dev unit before their spokesperson denied the claims once the article was published. There's also been rumors that have been circulating around for a 4K edition. According to Bloomberg, the Switch 4K could launch late in 2022 at the earliest, but Nintendo still downplays that idea. Nintendo will continue. Look, Nintendo has denied things outright before when we knew full well that it was not the case.
Yeah, they're full of it sometimes.
Yeah. And by the way, we're not talking about anything that was, as bad as what like Activision's doing. We're just talking about they're working on games or hardware, but saying that they aren't, is essentially the case.
You could have all the proof in the world. Nintendo will still look at you in the face and say, "Nope, we don't."
Yeah, and I really feel like this is their next step.
Yeah,
I thought it was their next step before this OLED model, or that the OLED model would be the 4K thing. I was thinking that that's probably going to be what they did, but they didn't go that direction. And it seemed very well. No, it didn't.
Well, if this is the case, you should have held off. Your Switch was the point. I mean, your Switch was fine as is. I'm thinking. I mean, there was there really a need for your OLED? Really?
No.
For $50 more?
No.
You could have wrote it out with what you got with the Switch, and then get your 4K out later. So
there really wasn't any reason to that. Again, I've watched a few hands-on with the OLED model, and they've said, "Oh man, they said the screen looks really good. The larger screen works well for the system and what it does." And there's a couple of other caveats that come with it that actually kind of push it. It doesn't push it over into the, hey, you should buy this thing, but gives it a little bit more, a few more bullet points than to just say, bigger, prettier screen. Some more bullet points to that. I need to go read them again, but I don't, because I don't remember what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is that. It's the 4K is what we all thought we were getting, and that's not what we got. Do I think that they're working on one with 4K? I absolutely believe they are working on a newer version of a Switch.
So basically, it's the Switch 1.5, Switch 2.0.
Yeah.
But basically what we're looking at here.
This little OLED model will hit, and then their 4K version will be the OLED model. Your OLED model will become your standard, and then your Pro version or 4K version or whatever they want to call it will become your premium there.
What was if you recall the gap in between Switch and the OLED? How long it took between versions?
No.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember the Switch released.
Okay.
2016? 2017? No.
2017. March 3rd, 2017.
March of 2017. The OLED comes out next Friday.
Okay.
So there's your answer.
Okay. Yeah.
5 years? 4 years?
Years in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in between that, of course, they did release the Switch Lite a year or so ago, right? That's another model. Because that
Switch
one has
Lite.
you can't dock that one. You can't play it on your TV. It's strictly handheld.
September of 2019.
Okay.
The Switch Lite.
So 2 years between 2 years between versions.
Yeah.
Seemingly. So if we're going in that route, then you can expect the 4K version 2023. Essentially, if that's the case. Although it might be next year. I don't really know. I just think you get that many companies, you get 11 studios saying, yeah, we got a 4K dev kit.
Yeah.
Why would they not be?
Yeah.
The Zynga thing throws me off a little bit because I don't know what they're doing.
Well, if that was 2 companies, then there'd be room for debate between 2. I wonder if it exists, but 11?
It's 11 different studios.
11 different studios have said this.
One of those being the Zynga guys who make basically phone apps.
Yeah, one out of 11, though.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, 11.
I know.
Yeah, so it's most likely, yeah.
So that's why I tend to lean towards you're not fooling us, Nintendo. But again, I also go back to the fact that, of course, they're working on something else, on a revamped hardware. I imagine Sony is looking to slim down their PS5s. To do a whatever it's called,
PS5 Slim.
Yeah, like a slim model, the aesthetic revision type stuff that goes through it. Kind of like the Xbox Series X. I don't know what they're going to do on that one. Like you've used letters and numbers now, and I have no idea what your naming convention is going to be.
Symbols.
Right? Like where do you... So we had the Xbox One, and then they released the Xbox One S, which we all thought meant like slim, small.
Yeah.
It was a smaller version. Then they had the Xbox One X, which is a better version. Then they have the Xbox Series X and the Series S. 2 very different consoles, by the way. One does 4K, one does not. One is all digital, one is not. So when they revamped those to make it slimmer or to add something else to it or to give it a boost.
Which one is the brick?
Which one is a brick?
Yeah.
That's the Series X.
Series X is the brick. Okay.
Looks like a little mini fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to shrink that thing down.
Well, no, it's smaller than the PS5, man. The PS5 is gigantic.
Well, both of them.
The PS5 is ridiculously large.
Well, both of them have to shrink or something.
Right?
Yeah.
First off, the PlayStation 5 is ridiculously large and oddly shaped for your home entertainment system where it sits. Vertically, it needs to be on the top shelf because it's too damn tall. So it can't have anything above it unless you've got very wide shelves, lengthwise. If you put it on its side so it'll fit on your shelf, good luck putting anything on top of it like you used to could do, even if it's a small thing. Even if it's just some kind of little, I don't know, glass ball of decoration or something that you want to put on there. Good luck, because of the way it's shaped, it's curved.
Slides off.
It's curved, so yeah, it's got a plump.
It's like the PS3, fat PS3.
In a sense, yeah. It doesn't have a flat top.
Yeah.
But then it has these weird fin-like things that also go in a different way. I don't know. It's
basically not flat.
Yeah.
You're not putting anything on top of this
thing. It's really
thing.
not good for your... And I used to not put anything on top of it anyway, but it was nice that if I was sitting down there and I took a game out, I could sit the game on top of the thing and not have it worrying about sliding out to the back, falling in the front. Just sit there, you know?
Yeah.
Like it does on the PS4 and the Pro and the PS4 Slim. Not so much the PS3 until they got the revisions out of the way, but the original fat PS3s, you're exactly right.
Domed at the top.
Stupid design.
Not an issue if you have the digital-only version, of course, but if you got a disc, it's going to be an issue. Hold it in your hand.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous on that. So, I don't know what Microsoft's going to do in their naming conventions, what they're going to call that, if that's the case. I'm just saying, in Nintendo's case, 11 studios said they have one. And I know you're the people building the thing, so you're going to say yes or no, but you're always going to say no. I don't know. I kind of believe them in that regard. Mm-hmm. Why would you why would you come up with that? Like, and why would 11 different studios, you would think they would say, no, we don't have anything like that here. Who's telling you have that? We have nothing like that.
Yeah.
And get around to that.
No, it confirmed it. Yeah, we got a 4K development kit here. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we talked about Amazon Games. Game Awards will be on December 9th. So that's when you can expect to see a bunch of trailers for new games that are going to be released December 9th at the Game Awards. Basically, it's nothing but trailers anyway. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the awards because you don't care about the awards.
Yeah.
I'm already ranting about a show that hasn't even happened yet. It's months away, but I'm already wanting to rant about it. Yeah, and I'm wanting to say the same old thing.
Yeah, players ain't picking it, so yeah, don't matter. Don't worry about it.
And you don't give I've said all I want to say about that because I don't know how many years we've been doing it, and I've said the same thing every single time we do it. Mm-hmm. Let's see, New World release, that Amazon game, that MMO, New World.
Is that the one, the 8 machines?
It was bricking video cards,
yeah. Bricking cards, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Which, by the way, it's still bricking expensive cards, just to let you know. Be careful if you're going to play that. Although, a lot of people played it. It had a lot of numbers behind it for its opening week. I don't know of anybody that is playing it, but yeah, it's available to do that if you wanted to. What do we have in the chat room? I haven't been paying attention, and I apologize. It's not in front of me anymore like it used to be. We may be fixing that next week. I'm not sure. I know Terry was bound and determined. He's like, I'm going to build something for this thing.
I was about to say, they built something already?
I don't know if he did or not. I know he brought his stuff in, so maybe he did. Lethal Migrant says, Nintendo needed to die right along with the Dreamcast. Nintendo just make games for Xbox and I guess Sony. Why would they make a different... why would they make a different X? Series X isn't overly large. There won't be a slim model. You know what? There's going to be... Come on, man. There's going to be another SKU. Whether it be better performance or some kind of a bump in any sort of thing, whether it be, the memory size that's in the machine or something like that, I don't know, but they're going to redesign it.
Storage capacity.
Yeah, well, they're going to put it out there because people like options, and you're going to appeal to a better crowd if you have one that's even a different color. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know. I don't know what they'll do, but I'm sure they're working on something and they're going to make more SKUs. They will. Will they just keep calling it the Series X? Possibly. I don't know. The S is tiny. It is. You're right. Jeff Keighley annoying everyone for a couple hours. How exciting. Exactly. I tune in to watch the trailers and I can get a recap of who won what. Mainly because they don't seem to care about the awards. They'll tell you different, but what's the thing? Actions speak louder than words. So they'll tell you that they do care, and they'll show you all these different categories and what they're going to do and everything else. But when it comes time to handing out those awards and letting those people talk, or and not being biased to just giving it out for these for the actors, voice act, blah. I don't know. I have a lot of complaints about it. Yeah, and they never get solved. So I've stopped complaining. I'll just take whatever they give me as far as trailers, and that's what we'll talk about, which is exactly what ends up being the case anyway.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I know you want to have people watching your thing, But if you make it all about the trailers, this is exactly what's going to happen. People won't care about the awards. They'll just care about the new games. Those new games, those new trailers will drown out the achievements, the accolades of the people that are getting these awards, the recognition of what they're getting as well. It'll completely drown it out.
Yeah.
So stop doing it. Have a December E3 if that's what you're looking for. Have something that just focuses on the trailers, and then have something that focuses on the awards. But they can't do that because not enough people will tune in for the awards.
Very few would.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But we will sit here and say that we want something like that. We just won't tune in to watch it because we'll look at it and say, well, why didn't they reveal a new... Because we're conditioned to do that, I suppose, now, forever how long they've been doing it. Why do I sound so grumpy?
Well, look, you could apply that to award shows in general.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
you could, and we watched a little bit of the Emmys the other night, whenever it was, and whatever they did to fill time, the skits and stupid things like that, were absolutely horrible, with the exception of one. And it was that one about the people who have been nominated and never won an Emmy before. That whole little group chat that they all had, like, hey, you've all been here and haven't won Emmys. That was kind of great to see. That was the only one that worked. Everything else was horrible. And so in the same vein, like, just give out your awards.
Yeah.
Stop filling for time. Give out your awards. Don't worry about that. He shouldn't have to worry about it because he's not even on TV. I'm talking about Jeff Keighley. We got to go. That's it. And I need to stop complaining. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat room, as well as everybody listening on the stream and on the radio as well. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We do appreciate it. Go to our website, ingamechat.net, and go all the way to the bottom, and you can find out how you can get in touch with us, whether it be through YouTube. You can go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Twitch if you're watching us right now. You want to go to Discord. We're on Discord as well, so why not join our Discord? Thank you guys so much every week in the chat room. I really appreciate you guys being there. I'm sorry it's over here, and I got to start looking both ways when I'm doing the show. We are going to have a great week. We hope you are as well, and we will see you next Saturday for more spooky music. Here's Bloodborne. Soothing Hymn is the name of this track. Have a good one, folks.